So now that we are back with Erlang, let's see what we have covered so far. Well, we've done the introduction to Erlang with some basics about the shell commands, some primitives, we did a little bit of bit syntax, and now let's go on to modules. So now that we have been using Erlang in the shell, and it's been quite useful so far, but what we really need to do is to start saving our program somewhere. So in order to do that, um, let's go and create a directory somewhere. So let's go to developer, and let's create a new directory called learn use some Erlang, and then let's go to that folder. And now that we are here, let's create a module. Let's create a module the old way with them. So what are modules? Well, let's call this one hello, and then we will find out what they are. So a module is essentially a file that has in it the functions that you can then call from the Erlang shell. So it's quite easy to actually create one. You write the word module with a dash before it, and then give it a name. We call it hello, if I'm correct. Yes, we call it hello. So yeah, let's tell the name. So don't forget that. And then we will put in some compiler flags, or what functions we want to be exported. So if we have functions that we want to be publicly made available, we will export them. And if we don't, then we won't. So here's a simple way to actually compile all the functions and export all of them. But of course, it's not such a great idea in practice to do that, and the compiler will throw us a warning. But for now, let's just go ahead and create this function. So we've declared the module with the name, and we have also added a compilation flag. But ideally, what you should be doing, let me remove that, is to say this is to export, and then in brackets we will make a list of all the functions that we should be exporting. And in this one we will have, let's say, function 1 and its arity, which is how many arguments it takes. So function 1 takes in 3 arguments, for example, and so on and so forth. Function 2, etc. So let's actually create something. Let's create some meaningful functions, like add two numbers, and add two numbers is going to take in two numbers. That's one. And that's what it'll do. And I know it was going to be called hello world, but maybe there should be another one, and we say greet someone, greet with one argument, greet one argument. Okay, and that's that. So we've got two functions we will be exporting. Now we have to write the functions themselves. So let's start with greet. And what greet is a function, and it's quite easy to declare. It has a greet. It takes in Actually, let's say it takes in nothing at all. Let's just say it takes in nothing at all, with no arguments. It's just a simple meet and greet, which will then, when it runs, return IO format. So IO, so this is interesting to see. When you say IO format, you see the IO is a module, format is a function, which takes in an argument of a string. So we could actually just put in here, hello world. And that is going to be a function call. That's how you call the function. So if we wanted to do that, well, we could. And so before we go ahead and compile this, let's also create an add, the add function. Now add takes in two numbers. It takes the numbers x and y, and then it returns x plus y. X plus y. That's it. It's as simple as that. It adds two numbers. So you got now two functions here. One which takes in no arguments, one which takes in two arguments. And let's then save this, get into Erlang, and compile hello. And now, ooh, what is happening? Unterminated string starting with hello. Oh dear me. Oh my. How ridiculous. So we are going to then see what I did. I did not close the quotes. How very impertinent of me. So that's that. Let's save it. Let's clear this. And let's get into Erlang shell, compile hello, and it's okay. Now we get an okay, hello's ready, and now if you want to call the function, so we'd say hello, that's the name of the module, and then we have the name of the function, which is greet, and that's all we do. It has no arguments, and when we do that, we should get hello world and okay. Of course, we should have added a new line character to that, but we can go and do that afterwards. After we check the next thing that we did a hello and an add. Add two numbers. Let's add 42 plus 29. Why not? Why not? And when we do that, add only takes one already. Oh dear. It's not 42 or 29. It just takes 42 and 29. It's a slow day for me. And now we get the answer 71. See? So it's quite good. It says, look at the exemptions. Look at those exemption. Error, undefined function, hello, add, /1. So we only gave it one, 42 plus 29. We could do 42 plus 29 and another one like 6, for example. And now you'd have two different arguments. And so it does that. It adds them up anyway, because it knows how to add. But anyhow, so this is really how it does. So we can actually just get out of here. We'll just get out of here now. I hate this dinging sound. Okay, let's go and quit from here. And here, where we had the hello function, hello world, we should also insert a new line somewhere. So it should be at the very end after the quote. Insert a new line. kind, this kind. Now it should work. So we go back to Erlang shell, compile our hello again. That's curious. That's very curious. Oh, I know why. I know what we did. So what we did is actually it should have been inside. Should have been inside the quotes. So I'm going to just cut it out and insert the quotes here. This should do it. Okay, and hello, greet, and now we get an OK on the next line. That's how you do it. Now we could also import a module and its functions which you want to do. So importing a function is not much difficult than having a shortcut. So you could do it, but you shouldn't do it. So we could find out which particular function we should call for. So we are done with that. We're done with the module. That's what the module looks like. That's how you compile it. That's how you run it. And we could get some more information about these modules if we just get into the Erlang shell, or we are here already. And let's look at this hello module. And let's create the module underscore info function, and we call that. Then we should find something information there. What does it say? It says here module hello exports greet 0 add 2 module info 1 attributes a version number, its compiled version, options and sources, etc, etc, etc. So there you got some information there inside that. And that's interesting. You can also create your own version number if you wanted to. And that's all about modules. This was a short and sweet lesson. And the next time we will talk about syntax in functions. We will talk about functions.